Got my little iced beverage. So now we can move on. So I got, y'all can see it down the bottom. I'm gonna stir all that in. Now, I just told you guys, my main thing, what I do as a real estate referral agent, I help clients find the right agent. So when I do this stuff online, I have to be a content creator. And to be honest, I am a content creator first because I have to be a businesswoman and network with people who are outside of where I am, because I have to get to know other people in order to work with these clients. Hello. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Sharika, and in today's video, we are going to talk about what being a referral agent actually looks like when you work from home. So I am a real estate referral agent. So my job is to refer clients, any client that comes to me looking to buy, sell, or rent, my job is to refer them to the right agent. Now, it's more than just that. Let me tell you, there's two different other things that I have to do. I have to market as a content creator, and I have to network as a business person. So those are the two things that I'm going to be talking about today, and pretty much, why it's more than me just doing my job. Like, there's other jobs that I have to do inside of this job. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. But, now in all of my videos, I try to do something cozy, something, chill and relaxing at home, because I film all my videos at home. And so I'm in the kitchen right now. I'm at the kitchen table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a little iced beverage. So really, all I put in there is almond milk. I melt some honey in there and stir that up in there, and then get some ice. So those are the things that I have to do today. That's what I'm going to make in my drink. And so I'm going to bring you guys with me in the kitchen so you guys can see me do everything that I need to do. Then we're going to come back here and we are going to fully talk about, these other positions that I do within my job that I do from home. So let's go ahead and make my iced beverage. Got my little iced beverage. So now we can move on. We can talk about some of the other things that I'm doing. I'm gonna make this quick and short and quick, okay? Now, I just told you guys, my main thing, what I do as a real estate referral agent, I help clients find the right agent. Being that I work from home, like, my business, the way I go about this is 100% online, because, like, that's how I promote myself and promote my service, So when I do this stuff online, I have to be a content creator. And to be honest, I am a content creator first, because when it comes to my service, I create all these different videos. I prefer to do videos. I love to do videos. I don't really post pictures unless I don't have a video to post and I'm like, not feeling well. I didn't get to record any videos. That's the only time I usually post a picture. Other than that, I post videos. I do video content. So as a content creator, I'm planning these videos, filming them, editing, and then scheduling them out. Even when I schedule, I have to have the titles ready, I have to have the captions ready, I have to have hashtags, SEO keywords, all of these things, I'm pretty much doing myself. So I'm a content creator first, because without the content, I can't bring on the clients, So I gotta market myself. I have to market my service, my business, what I do. So that's the main thing. So I have to be good at marketing. I have to, well, I wouldn't say be good at it, but it plays a huge role in my referral business, my service, and what I do, as my career, because I work from home. Like, I'm not out talking to a lot of people or networking with a lot of people. Now, what I will say is that, this isn't even about me just going out and doing that, because now as a referral agent and running this business from home, like, I do more than just work with people in my specific area. Now, when I was a regular real estate agent, that's all that I was really doing, was working with people in my area. I was helping clients. I was working with them one-on-one. But now as a referral agent, my clients don't have to be where I am. I'm in South Carolina. I can have clients in California or New York. It doesn't matter where the client is, because my job is to find them an agent that is there. That's my job. So I don't have to be where they are. So I can work with clients. I only work with clients virtually. I have to market my service to people. I have to market in a way where they know, hey, you can be here and I can still help you. I can help you find the right agent if you're, in your area, especially for people who are relocating, because they may know an agent. They may already have an agent to sell their house. So let's say they are selling their house in New York to move to California, so they may know somebody in New York, but they don't know any agents in California. So that's where I can come in and help them find that agent to where, they're relocating. But at the end of the day, that goes past my service as a referral agent. Like, they're able to find me through the posts that I'm doing online. So I have to be a content creator. I have to put myself out there, put my business out there, all of that and whatnot. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm working on right now. As far as being a referral agent, I have to be a content creator as well. I also have to network as a business person, because, all right, if I have somebody, same scenario, they are moving from New York to California, well, I have to network, and I have to be a businesswoman, a business person in general. But yeah, I have to be a businesswoman and network with people who are outside of where I am, because I have to get to know other people in order to work with these clients. Because if I'm working with these clients and I'm working with people outside of my area, I have to get to know people outside of my area so that I can even have somebody to refer them to. So I have to start getting to know people out in California if I'm going to be working with people who are moving from or to California. So that's something else I have to do, right? So I do have to network with these people, and not just agents. Yeah, they're the main ones that I need to network with, but not just them. Like, especially if I'm working with buyers, there's more people I need to get to know. I need to get to know lenders, because everybody ain't a cash buyer. People need, the money, they need the help, they need the assistance, and for their mortgage and whatnot. So I have to get to know lenders and work with them as well, so that my buyers can have somebody there ready, willing, and able to work with them on purchasing a home. So that's that. Now also I would say, I have to work with people who do credit repairs. So yeah, I have to work with them as well, because not everybody have, again, just like cash buyers, not everybody is cash buyers. Not everybody have good credit. I myself don't even have good credit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, so, I gotta get to work with different people who can help with that, because that's gonna be a big part of the buying process, because these lenders, they're not going to trust people, who don't have good credit, because, it's going to show and it's going to look like, oh, this person doesn't make their payments on time, or, maybe they're making no payments, or, whatever the case may be. They can look at your credit report and, it's going to show all of those things. So, I have to get with those type of people to make sure that my clients are well taken care of, because especially when it comes to buyers, because I can't just take a buyer's word for it that they're ready to buy, because you may be ready to buy, like, in a emotional type of way. Like, you may be ready to get out of your parents' house or whatever situation that you're in, or you're tired of renting, but that doesn't mean that you're ready to buy. Like, financially, do you really have money saved and ready to go? Because it's a different process than renting. Okay, you don't need a whole lot of money for renting, but with buying, like, yeah, there's things that you have to pay for even ahead of the actual house. Like, do you have money set aside for you to be paying for home inspections, because that's going to be part of the deal. When you are looking at houses, you can't just look at the house and just say that it's nice and I'm ready to buy it as is, because there could be things wrong with it that you cannot see, that a home inspector may know to look for. And so some of those things you can't see it, but once a home inspector sees it and finds it, it could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. You got to have money set aside for stuff like that. It's a whole different ball game than just really, oh yeah, I'm tired of this situation and I'm ready to buy. That don't know, you may not be ready to buy. Again, so you got to look at where you stand financially, and then your credit as well. So just simple things like that. I have to know these people so that I can get them the right information, because again, if I can't, again, I cannot just take a buyer's word for it that they are fully ready. So I have to make sure that I'm connecting them to the right people to make sure that they're even ready for real, because it won't do me any good to refer a buyer who's not really ready to another agent, and then it turns out that they're not in a position to buy. I don't get paid for that. That agent doesn't get paid. I get paid from the other agent. So if that agent don't get paid, I don't get paid. So I'm not about to sit here and act like, oh yeah, I'm handing out all these clients, and for what? For what? For likes? For views? No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I ain't doing that. So I have to network with these people. I have to be professional about it. The way I go about this, I can't just be referring any and everybody. Again, okay, so let's do another example. I cannot just refer any agent. Even if I'm going to refer an agent, let's say I do know an agent in there, but that agent is not, the correct agent for that situation. So let's say I have a seller, right, out in California, and they have a mansion. They have a, let's say, a $5 million property, okay? Let's go with that, a $5 million property. So I cannot give them an agent that has not went past 500,000, like that's a whole nother zero. It's a difference between an agent who can sell a $500,000 house and a $5 million house, so because mansions, those type of houses have different things, and the higher the price is, the more information people are going to want to know, because they are paying more money. So they're going to want to know what type of flooring that house may have, or what type of countertops, is it granite or is it marble? Because in that price range, maybe you're looking for something closer to marble. So those type of things, they're specific in terms of square footage and price per square footage. There's certain things that you will find in a $5 million property that you may not find in a $500,000 property. Some of the more luxury, more expensive properties have different type of poolings. It's different from one little regular pool versus an infinity pool. That's a different type of pool. So because that just keeps on going. The infinity pool just keeps on running. So different things like that, different vibes like that are very important when it comes to picking the right agent. So I have to make sure that I'm picking the right agent for that specific situation. So I can't just be throwing any agent in that location. That's not how I do my business. I don't know how other people do their business, but that's not how I do mine, because like I just said, if that agent don't get paid, I don't get paid. So that's one thing you got to look at right there. But at the end of the day, like, I'm always cautious on anything that has my name on it. I don't BS with things that have my name on it. This is about me. This is about my character, and I don't play about that. I have never played about that, even in school. I've never played about that. High school, I was AB honor roll. So I've always been about my business and been professional about how I carry myself, especially on things like that. I've always treated it as a serious matter, and I still do to this day. And so yeah, it's nothing new to me to be serious and be professional about it. Like that's nothing new. I've always been serious about my work, and so that's exactly what it's got to be, what it is now. So all together, those are the three things that I'm doing. I'm doing my work as a real estate referral agent. I'm doing my marketing as a content creator, and I'm doing my networking as a business person. Like that's what it comes down to for this alone. Now, yeah, I do more work with this, my business career, than I do with my personal brand, because my personal brand is now I'm doing it as like a home girl type of thing, a homebody girly type of thing. You know, I'm always doing these, you know, cozy vibes and whatnot in my videos now, because I did want to make sure that I have something that blends in with my real estate career. And so I'm doing more calm things, but I do plan to work with home decor and furniture brands in the future, you know, for this channel, for my personal brand. But when it comes to my business career, that's more about networking with, you know, actual people in different, you know, occupations within the real estate field. So again, I'm working with agents, I'm working with lenders, I'm working with credit repairs, I'm working with people who do home staging, let's see, people who may do like yard work, pressure washing, you know, those type of things, people who do something related to, you know, the housing field, home inspections, those type of people, those type of jobs. So but yeah, overall they're both working with houses, but you know, just in different ways. But again, yeah, for when it comes to my business, this I got different type of hats for that, in order to keep that running and keep that going. So that's pretty much what it looks like, you know, especially working from home, because I do it online. You know, when I work from home, I'm doing all this networking and stuff online. I have to do my content, and you know, that's how the clients find me, and that is how I find the connections that I need. So it's very important that I use social media, and you know, for both directions. Again, for me to find the clients, and for the clients to find me, and for me to find the connections. So that's how I got to go about that. That's what it looks like. That's the real raw truth to it. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.